Hi friends, welcome to English Study Point. I am beginning this video lecture by discussing other major works of Ralph Waldo Emerson, but this lecture is in continuation with the previous lecture. First, I am going to talk about the transparent eyeball. This is a metaphor developed by Ralph Waldo Emerson. This metaphor appeared in his essay titled as Nature. Transparent eyeball refers to the concept of losing one's individual identity and becoming one with the nature. So, it is a state in human beings of profound spiritual experience in which the individual transcends their individuality and merges with the beauty and harmony of the natural world. It acts as an experience of perceiving nature without any interference or distinction from the self. So, it is a state of transparency where the viewer becomes completely receptive to the beauty and power of nature. In this state, an individual loses their personal identity and merges with the surrounding environment. How he writes, like in order to explain this concept of transparent ball. So he writes, standing on the bare ground, my head bathed by the bleak air and uplifted into infinite space, all mean egoism vanishes. I become a transparent eyeball. I am nothing. I see all the currents of the universal being circulate through me. I am part and parcel of God. सो वो इस लाइंस के थ्रू समझाना चाहता है कि मैं खुले ग्राउंड पर खड़ा हूँ, मेरा सर खुले आसमान की हवा को इन्जॉय कर रहा है, उसमें नहा रहा है, यानी इन्जॉय कर रहा है। एंड मैं या फिर आई फील लाइक आई एम टॉप ऑफ दिस यूनिवर्स, कि मैं अपने आप को ऐसा फील कर रहा हूँ कि मैं यूनिवर्स के सबसे टॉप में खड़ा हूँ और अंतरिक्ष में ऊपर उठता जा रहा हूँ। And this state takes away from me all my false ego, and that false ego is pride, and he feels himself nothing. He can see himself universal being inside him, so he feels presence of that particular universal being that is residing within him, and he is part and parcel of God. So this is how he explained this metaphor of the transparent eyeball. Let's again, I am repeating that through these lines, he tries to say that all these artificial boundaries separating humans from nature vanishes away when I am in this state, when I am feeling presence of God inside me, and allowing for a profound spiritual connection and a heightened sense of awareness. By immersing oneself in nature and embracing this state of unity, one can gain a deeper understanding of the world and find spiritual fulfillment. This is how he explains this concept. This concept of transparent eyeball is closely tied to his broader philosophy of transcendentalism, which emphasizes the inherent goodness of humankind, that whatever we are doing, what actions we are performing, we should do it for the betterment of others, because the God residing in us is seeing us, that whatever we are doing, he is seeing everything. And the potential for individuals to find truth, individual should possess that much potential that he is able to find inner truth within himself, that lie within himself, and that he can do by looking into his own insights. And also found wisdom means true knowledge he should find with his own intuitions, not through any kind of experience or observation. True knowledge can be only gained by him through his own intuitions and insights, through their own intuition and direct experience with nature. He emphasizes to live in an ideal utopian society. Only then humankind and nature lived in harmonious unity. But now we no longer pay attention to the spiritual truths. So, here in this work titled as Nature, he confronts us with reality that now we no longer pay attention to the spiritual truths that nature teaches, and we are distant from nature. We are in this state, or where we feel that we are controlled by material wealth of industrialization. These materialistic things create in us a greed and made us forget our connection with God. And he ultimately provides a kind of solution that people must spend time in nature and intuitively understand it. Means understand presence of God that is residing within him. So he emphasized here that we should feel that particular thing through our impulses. IMPULSES. So this will make them united with God again. They should feel everything through their own impulses. Only then they feel a connection with God. Now I am discussing another poem by Emerson titled as Brahma, published in the year 1856. It is a 16-line poem in 4 stanzas. The poem explores the concept of divine being, Brahma, in Hindu philosophy. So the poem conveys the sense of Hindu philosophy and spiritualism. Emerson took inspiration for writing this work by reading work of Victor Cousin on Hindu philosophy. So Emerson was studying the work of Victor Cousin on Hindu philosophy at this time. Emerson, Thoreau, Amos Bronson Alcott were all inspired by Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. In this poem, Supreme Soul speaks in first person. So this Brahma speaks in first person in this poem titled as Brahma. And the poem starts with these lines: if the red slayer thinks he slays, or if the slain think he is slain, they know not well the subtle ways, upkeep and pass and turn again. So these lines suggest that the perception of life and death is flawed and limited, and emphasizes that death is not the end of existence but a transition to a more subtle realm. Emerson in this poem describes Brahma as an means this Brahma is supreme soul or oversoul. So this Brahma as an eternal, all and also all encompassing identity. Then in third stanza, he states, they reckon ill who leave me out. When me they fly, I am the wings, I am the doubter and the doubt, and I him the Brahmin sings. So Brahma is not separate from existence, but rather a part of it all. We all are the products of same oversoul. There is an interconnectedness of all things. An idea of separation is illusion. When people think that they are separate from others, so this is a kind of illusion which is residing in their mind. So nothing is separated, all are united with each other. So through these lines he wants to emphasize this. Poem ends with the line, the strong gods pine for my abode, and pine in vain the sacred seven. But thou, meek lover of the good, find me and turn thy back on heaven. These lines underscores the idea that human beings can find fulfillment and contentment when they realize that they are part of universal entity. So when they are able to find themselves attached with this natural world, only then they are able to realize their connection with God. And Brahma can bring a fulfillment and higher understanding of reality, surpassing the limited notions of heaven or divinity in them. Here I am making you explain another poem by Emerson titled as Days. Days by Ralph Waldo Emerson is a reflection on the passing of time and fleeting nature of each day. That each day in our life is transient, momentary, lasting for a very short time. The poem begins with the speaker stating that a day is like divine creation, a spectacle that captivates and inspires. So these days, every day is a gift of God that is given to human beings by God. Some days we capture as a memory, and those memory inspires us. Means those days that are already gone, that inspires human beings in present. Emerson ponders the incredible potential of each day, likening it to a blank canvas or piece of untouched clay waiting to be molded and shaped. So here he emphasizes that each day is special for all of us because it brings for us new opportunities and possibilities and urges the readers to make the most of them. Speaker emphasizes that each day is fleeting and once it is gone, it can never be recaptured. So every day is transitory. It exists for a short period of time. We are not able to capture days which are already passed away. So one should utilize their day by doing something which holds importance in their life. Emerson also contemplates the cyclical nature of time, drawing parallels between the passing of seasons and the passing of days. As the seasons, different seasons passes away, similarly days also passes like seasons. So we should not waste our time. He emphasizes that we should not waste our time in contemplation and idleness in this work oriented culture. The poem ends with a reminder to give importance to our actions and choices because they make our day. So, whatever actions and choices that we take each day leave an indelible mark, and it automatically or it ultimately shapes our character and leaves a kind of legacy. Next work is titled as The Problem, which contains a theme which reads like the perplexing nature of life's problems. So our life problems are complex and puzzling. Life's greatest difficulty lies in figuring out its meaning. So when we are unable to find what is meaning of our life, we find ourselves in problem. Surrounding oneself with rituals and material possessions does not provide the answer. If we are tied to worldly things, then we are not able to find solution to our problems. These things tempts us and makes us more miserable if we do not get them. Turning to other people for answers also fails as they have their own struggles and cannot provide ultimate wisdom. So if you ask help of others, they too fail to provide solution to your problems as they too are tied with their own struggles and problems. They cannot provide you true knowledge. He, in this poem, suggests that the meaning of life is found through self discovery and inner reflection. We need to discover who we are and know about inner reality, which helps in solving our problem. In order to solve problem, you need to have self understanding and introspection. So, life problems cannot be solved by external factors but require introspection and self understanding. Then with this video lecture ends here. Hope this video lecture will help you in your UGC NET English Literature exams. Thank you.